Well, hey there, it's Denise Taylor here. And if we haven't had a chance to meet yet, it's so nice to meet you. I am glad that you have clicked on to listen because I have some incredible things to share with you today. Now, a little bit about me. I'm a business strategist and coach. I help corporate leaders make that pivot from corporate to entrepreneur. We ensure three things when we do our work together. The first thing we ensure is that you're attracting the right clients. That's so important for your business and so important for your fulfillment. The second thing we ensure is that we're protecting your lifestyle. As a corporate executive, you understand what it took to get to the achievement and levels of success that you now enjoy, and we don't want to risk any of it. In fact, we want to continue it. And the last thing we do in our work together is we position your business for financial success. We want to accelerate the success and the impact and income that you experience from your own business. Now, today I want to talk about this tension that I see a lot with high achieving leaders. We see it, but we rarely talk about it. And it's the fact that you don't hate your job, but you have outgrown your job. And what starts to happen is we get disconnected because the fulfillment is no longer in it for us. We are desiring for something of our own, and that is where entrepreneurship comes in. The first thing I want to assure you of is the outgrowing of the role is not a failure. It's an evolution that happens. The growing and evolution of you means that it's time to move forward and move on. But the unfortunate thing that typically happens for leaders, especially leaders who have amassed success, the credibility, the income, the reputation, what typically happens is we think we only have two options. We think either we got to stay in it or it's reckless or irresponsible to leave it. And what I want to offer for you today is that you can continue your success. You can continue to make impact and income with the business that you feel called to start. I want to help affirm that for you. But I also want to be very transparent with you. It requires design. It requires for you to understand that you must design that move. Now, here's what I actually mean about design. When I am talking about design, I am talking about designing the right business. Not just starting a business, but designing the right business, meaning building from your existing authority. Building from real leverage, building from the life that you really want and not some random idea. You see, when you do those things, you avoid the wrong business trap. The wrong business trap happens when we don't design with ourselves in mind. The second thing that is key when it comes to designing a business is designing for positioning. You see, corporate success doesn't automatically translate to marketplace success. And so you have to understand that you've got to be intentional about answering these questions. And the first question is this: what authority carries forward in the marketplace? What authority do I already have that carries forward in the marketplace? The second question is, what expertise become the offer? What becomes the offer from my resident innate expertise? And then finally, how does credibility translate outside of the organization? When we start talking about design, we've got to peel back the layers and really get down to how do we position you and what you know and what you could do in the marketplace to command that position. The third thing that's important when we talk about designing is really designing your business for revenue stability. You see, most leaders fear destabilizing their income for all the right reasons. You are making great money right now and you are used to a certain lifestyle that comes along with it. And so it's very important to design or map the income in a way that you can see all the way through what it will take to sustain what you're used to. So what does the first revenue stream look like? What income targets need to be protected? And how does the transition unfold without chaos? We don't just jump into anything. We make a plan to pivot and make sure that we cover the bases and we protect our lifestyle. When you do this, this removes the fear of recklessness. It removes the fear of irresponsibility, because as a corporate leader, when you're given a plan and you understand the plan and you can see how to execute the plan, you deliver every time. And we need to be just as strategic when it comes to your business. Now, number 4, when it comes to designing, is designing the timeline. Without design, transition feels like it's infinite. It feels like something we will be doing forever. Now, designing the timeline means, when will the business begin? When will the revenue milestones matter? And when will the career shift become viable? What I often see is the pivots are happening too soon before the business could really substantiate what's necessary to support you. Now, there are certainly other levers that come into the plan, but we have to understand what that timeline is and that we are not just drifting through. And then finally, when I'm talking about design, I'm talking about designing the identity shift as well. You see, corporate leadership gives you authority, but that authority comes through the structure you're in. Entrepreneurship requires you to own that authority. And when I am working with my leaders who are making that pivot, we are intentional about making sure we hold space for the evolution of you. What do you want to be known for? And how do you operate as a CEO? So when I start talking about designing, that's the key thing. Now, there's one more key nugget that came out as I was preparing for our time today. I've been doing some studies around the entrepreneurial trends, and the first one excited the heck out of me because it's so meaningful for the leaders that I get to support. You see, one of the biggest trends that's happening right now is the expertise economy. For years, entrepreneurship meant building a tech startup or raising venture capital or scaling fast. That model is no longer the dominant path, and I'm excited about it because the leaders that I work with can now step into what is the fastest growing category right now, and that's expert-based businesses, consulting, advisory, coaching, fractional leadership, knowledge services, and niche industries. In fact, since 2020, expert-led businesses has been the most new formation when it comes to businesses in the U.S. Now, this is really key for my audience because my audience brings a tremendous amount of high-value expertise and leadership capital to the marketplace. We don't need a startup idea. You are the startup idea. Platforming you, showcasing you, and shining a light on your brilliance is exactly what's needed in the marketplace now. And that's what we focus on when we talk about going from corporate to entrepreneur. This is so key for right now because I am inviting you to be a part of the Corporate to Entrepreneur Live experience. If you want to get in a room where we're talking about making it happen for entrepreneurs, this room is the room for you. April the 18th and 19th in Charlotte, North Carolina, I am going to be hosting the most powerful setting ever. I am going to be bringing in leaders who are looking to make that pivot from corporate to entrepreneur. Here's why I'm excited. I am excited because the caliber of this room is going to be powerful. The leaders that are coming in are really looking to focus on how to make the shift. And I am going to be showing up, talking about the strategy, the method, and the framework that is going to help you understand how to do it in the most strategic way. Now, this is my personal invitation to you to join me at Corporate to Entrepreneur Live. The information is in the caption of wherever you're listening or looking, and I would love to see you in the room.